All right, let's talk about information governance. Now, you've probably heard that term thrown around, but what does it really mean for a business, right? Well, today we're going to break down how you can stop drowning in all that data and actually turn it into a powerful, strategic asset. Let's dive in. So, does this look familiar? I mean, that feeling of just being completely overwhelmed. It's a huge challenge that pretty much every organization is facing right now. We're just creating and grabbing information at a pace we've never seen before. And it can feel like you're drowning, just trying to figure out what's actually valuable and what's, well, just noise. And listen, this isn't some problem for the folks in the mailroom. No, this data overload goes all the way to the top. When your executives are totally swamped, it messes with everything. It complicates and slows down the really critical decisions that, steer the entire company. Okay, so what happens when all that data is just left unmanaged? Well, the consequences are way more serious than just having a messy server. Let's take a look at the very real cost of all this chaos. Think of it like a really dangerous domino effect. A data breach, that's not just a fine you pay and forget about, it's a permanent stain on your reputation. And poor data quality, that doesn't just mean a bad report. It leads to bad decisions, lost opportunities, and just tons of wasted resources. These aren't some what-if scenarios. These are real, tangible risks that can absolutely cripple a business. And this quote, this really drives home a crucial and kind of sobering point. An information breach is permanent. It's not like a physical mess where you can just clean it up. No. Once that data is spilled, once it's out there, the damage is done. And that's exactly why you've got to be preventative about it. It's absolutely essential. So how do we stop all this chaos from happening in the first place? Well, the answer is to put a guiding hand in place, a strategic framework we call information governance. I love this analogy. It's so powerful. If information is the lifeblood of your organization, then think of information governance as the entire circulatory system. It's the thing that makes sure that lifeblood, that vital asset, is flowing to all the right places at exactly the right time, and that it's totally protected from contamination. We're not just talking about data storage here. We're talking about the health, the vitality of the entire organization. Okay, so what is it exactly? At its core, information governance, or IG for short, is a whole framework. It's not just one piece of software you buy, and it's definitely not just one department's job. It's a complete system of rules, roles, and responsibilities that make sure information is being used effectively and safely, all to help the organization win. A really strong IG program is built on 4 essential pillars. First up, you've got policies. That way, everybody knows the rules of the game. Second, you have roles, so it's crystal clear who's accountable for what. Third, standards, which give you consistency in how you handle data. And finally, measures, so you can actually track if any of this is working. Seriously, think of it like a table. If you're missing even one of those legs, the whole thing is going to be wobbly and unstable. But when you do put that structure in place, wow, the transformation is just profound. You literally go from a state of constant reactive chaos to one of proactive clarity and real control. And here it is, the transformation in action. Look at the without IG side. That's the chaos. It's a tangled mess where nobody can find anything, and risk is just hiding around every corner. But then, look at the with IG side. That's clarity. Information is trustworthy. It flows to the right people, and there's clear ownership. The big shift here, the game changer, is moving from total ambiguity to real certainty. And that clarity, it delivers a very real payoff. Your whole administration gets way more efficient because guess what? People can actually find what they need. Your decisions get better and faster because you're basing them on data you can trust. You stop throwing money away storing useless junk, and maybe most important of all, you finally get a handle on who's responsible for keeping your most sensitive data safe and secure. So, what's finally pushing organizations to get serious about IG? Well, this chart lays out the top drivers. And it's no surprise, defense comes first. You've got regulatory compliance and cybersecurity right at the top. Because let's face it, the risks are just too high to ignore. But check out that third bar, analytics and data value. That's the offense. Companies are finally realizing that well-governed data isn't just about avoiding bad things. It's the key to unlocking incredible new insights and a serious competitive advantage. Okay, and this brings us to a super critical point. You can't just treat information governance like some project you hand off to the IT department and then forget about. It just doesn't work that way. For IG to really work, it has to be woven into the very fabric of your organization's culture. It needs to be treated like a core business strategy, and that kind of change has to be driven from the very top. When leadership gets behind IG and champions it, that sends a loud, clear message to everyone that this is a major priority. And just look at how much of a team effort this is. It all starts with the executive leadership setting the vision, right? Then it flows down through legal, compliance, and your business owners. But it doesn't stop there. At the end of the day, every single employee, everyone, has a role to play in handling information responsibly. It absolutely has to be a shared responsibility. So let's end with this incredible thought from Michelangelo, who said this when he was 87 years old. Ancora imparo. Still, I am learning. And you know what? That is the perfect mindset for information governance. The tech, the rules, the risks, they're all changing constantly. Mastering your organization's information is not a one-and-done project. It's a continuous journey of learning and adapting. So the real question to leave you with is, where is your organization on that journey?